Oscar, Coach Smart talked about some of the guys that are already here in December, these freshmen. Just what advice would you give any of those guys, regardless of position? Because it kind of sounds like they're getting thrown into the fire.
Yeah, I mean, just come out there and just work as hard as you can and just go 100% every play. I mean, you kind of just get out here early to kind of get a feel for it. I mean, you're not really learning anything yet, and just getting a feel what it's like to go against these older guys, these bigger guys. Just really just go as hard as you can.
Just wondering if you could describe what these last couple of weeks have been like. Obviously, the coaches are busy recruiting. A ton of your teammates have gone into the portal. It just feels like such a transitive time. What's that like as an athlete, a guy's in the locker room with all these guys with all the changes going on?
Yeah, I mean, we've been treating it just how we treat every week. I mean, we were preparing the same way that we prepared for Ohio State last year. So they got that kind of whole schedule that they go for, or that we go off of for the bowl games and the weeks before, and we've been kind of following that same thing. So I mean, it's just been a normal week for us, just preparing for another game.
Yeah, just wondering what your impressions are of Jaden and Colton, not necessarily even seeing them in practice yet, but just from what you know about them as recruits and how excited they are to come to Georgia.
Yeah, I'm excited to have them here. They're big, physical tight ends, and they're going to fit in well in our room. I know they're excited to get here and excited to get to work, and they're playmakers. So it's going to be fun getting to see them work in the off season and just kind of helping them out.
If I recall correctly, you were one of those guys that came and did bowl practices after signing. How big was that for you, just to get your feet wet before your freshman year?
Yeah, I mean it's huge. I mean it's exciting. You're really eager to get up here once you kind of make that decision on where you're going, and it's fun to get up here, get around some of the older guys, and really just get a feel for what it's like and how different it is from high school, and just kind of get that sneak peek of what you're about to get into.
What are you already noticing about Ryan Puglisi and especially the way he kind of carries himself? I noticed his first few days here and everything. What are you seeing from him?
Yeah, I mean he's a great kid from what I've seen. Super nice kid. Likes talking to people. He's gonna fit in well here, and just from what I've seen out there, I mean he looks like a great quarterback, and I'm excited that he's here, and I'm really happy to have him here.
Oscar, just how big do you feel like it is for this team that Carson is coming back, and that you guys know that you're going to have him going in next year?
Yeah, I mean it's huge. I mean you guys saw what he did this year, and I think with a year under his belt, he's going to be even. I can't even describe how good he's going to be next year. So it's exciting to kind of have him stay, and just know that we're going to have him on offense again and have that leader in our program and our team. So I'm excited to have him back.
I was going to ask the same thing, Oscar, and I was going to ask if there was surge or change when you hear Carson's going to play in the bowl game and he's coming back. I mean, did it add a little bit of excitement, a little bit of a jolt, so you guys kind of know the future now? I suppose you thought, but would you say that generated a little bit of momentum hearing that announcement? Hearing say that?
I mean, I think everyone was excited. I think we kind of had a good feel for what was going to happen, but I mean, just to hear him say it and have him want to come back, and he knows we got some unfinished business next year, and I think he's going to kind of have a chip on his shoulder and everyone else, and it's going to be exciting to have him back.
Yeah, so we always talk about the physical differences between high school football and college. I'm curious if you could speak to the overwhelming differences in like the high school playbook versus what you might have been intaking here.
Yeah, I mean the big thing that I took off of it was every play here and in college is like multiple different plays. In high school you got one play, one chalkboard route, and you're running that no matter what. Here, one route can mean you're running 4 different things based off different coverages and different leverages. So just a lot faster, a lot more thinking involved, processing before every play. Just takes practice.
Whenever you said some of you guys had a feel that Carson was going to come back, was he like dropping kind of hints what he was going to do, or just kind of how can you tell that?
I mean, he wasn't dropping hints, but I mean, he didn't give us any reason to think that he wasn't coming back. I mean, he kind of gave us all the impression that he was going to be here, and just kind of talking about our schedule next year and just what we're going to be doing, and I think we were just kind of expecting.
Do you guys feel like you have something to prove in this game to finish the year well, or do you look at it kind of like, there's been like a dozen guys that have transferred out, you have newcomers here with early enrollees, and it's kind of like its own game, a standalone situation?
I mean, definitely we got something to prove. They're a great team, 13-0. I mean, this win will send our senior class out as the winningest senior class in the history of Georgia football. So I mean, that's huge. Send those guys out the right way; they deserve it. And I mean, I think it's just a springboard for next year. I mean, let people know that we're still going to be here, and we still got a lot under our belt.
Yeah, Oscar, I don't think we've talked to you since the schedule reveal. I mean, was that something that you were tuned into? You know, I guess outsiders, you know, we see games in Tuscaloosa and Austin, we say, oh my gosh, that looks, you know, like such a difficult path. But yet, when I think Brock Bowers was one of the guys who was so disappointed you didn't play Oklahoma, did those sort of games excite you, and were you tuned in to watch that schedule reveal?
Yeah, I mean, I was excited. I mean, I would much rather go play those big games and those exciting games. That's just how I am. I think that's how our team's wired. I mean, I think we get fired up for those big games and excited and really locked in. I think we play good against those big teams. I think everyone wants the schedule that we have next year, and we're all excited for it.
To follow up on that motivation you talked about with this bowl game, what have these practices been like? What's sort of the energy that you've seen to this point in bowl practice?
Yeah, I mean, just like we always practice. I mean, they've been physical, fast practices, and I mean, everyone's kind of still working on their craft, perfecting plays, perfecting their technique, and we just want to make sure we send those seniors out the right way.
How's your new backup quarterback with Brock now going to Kentucky?
You saying with Gunner?
Yeah.
Oh man, my roommate for the past 2 years. Love the kid. He's gonna be a great player here. I'm excited for him. I mean, he's a dog.
Time for a couple more. All right, thank you, Oscar.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Oscar.
Oscar. Happy holidays.
Thanks, Oscar.